Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series, USAGI YOJIMBO. When I was a kid, I used to call him USAGI, but based on what I know now, it should be USAGI. I don't know what they called him in the cartoon. You guys can let me know what you call him, or if you know what they called him in the cartoon, but either way, I'm going to say USAGI, because that sounds like the right way to do it, based on what I know about Japanese. Anyway, this is a very popular figure right now. A lot of people are saying it's really, really good, and it is just, it is. It's just like all the other cartoon figures in the Turtle line. They're all solid. You know what you're getting in this line, and NECA keeps delivering it over and over and over again. This guy is part of the Fall Geek Out at Target. He should be in stores this week. Depending on when this actually gets published, it might have been last week, but I mean, they sent me a whole bunch of stuff and said, say it's coming out this week. I can't get them all done in time. But it should be in stores, and it's not like they're not restocking, so you should be able to find it relatively easily in Target stores, and I think even in Target's website now, on Target's website. So, you should be able to get it, but we have to talk about it first. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 12 centimeters, which to right here, by the way, not counting his ears, which makes him pretty close to, we'll just say 4 5/8 inches. If you want to see a quick height comparison against the best Marvel Legends figure ever, there it is. Okay, so this guy, pretty basic. Like, there's not a ton going on here. But what they did do is pretty darn clean. We're going to start with the aesthetic, but first we have to do a quick question of the day. Which Turtles character have they not made that you would like them to make? I worded that super weird because I was coming up with the question on the fly. Which character would you like to see that they haven't made yet? I would like to see, let me think, the Snake. I want the Snake. That guy was really cool. I don't remember what he was called, but he had like guns coming out of his mouth, I think. Is that what it was? There was a snake. I'll see if I can find an image of the old toy. That would be super cool. Okay, let me know in the comment section below. Let's dive into this guy. Very basic. Everything's covered in paint as per usual. Super clean. This guy's one of the cleaner ones that I've seen. The only real blemishes I'm spotting are like just in the white. You might not even be able to see because of the harsh studio lighting. There's just some little blemishes here and there on the white paint. But otherwise, it's really clean. The two-tone paint job is nice. The light blue to dark blue is good. It's basically just there and on the belt. There's not a ton going on, but it's still enough, I would say. The heavy black line work is really clean, no problem there. They really nailed the paint work on the face. The eyes and nose and mouth look really good. I will say, like, they put the dark line there to make it look like he's doing the eyebrow thing, which he does do, but they didn't really sculpt it any different. If you look at the actual sculpt, it's pretty much the same on both sides. So I would have liked to see a little more sculpted expression there. That feels a little bit like a cop-out to just do that. But it still looks pretty good, and if you're not up close, it's not going to matter. But yeah, otherwise it's a pretty clean paint job. The little sandals and bunny toes. I guess those are bunny toes. You would think he'd have socks on since he has no toes really showing. But whatever, it's sculpted well, painted well. I think this is a really nice looking figure, despite it being fairly basic. So, aesthetically speaking, I'll give it an 8. I'm gonna knock some points off for the blemishes. I noticed another batch of blemishes up here. I know it's hard to keep a white figure completely white, but that's up to them. That's not up to me, and this is the figure I got. I have to review it as I got it. Now, as far as accessories go, I'm going to start with his cloak, which is a soft goods cloak. They did a really good job. It's got some wire in the hood to help pose it, and it's got an elastic band you can tie around the waist like a belt. It looks pretty darn good. I like the way they did it. It's very nice looking. Pleased with that. We do get another elastic band to put around his waist to hold his swords. That's kind of cool. Speaking of the swords, we have the double scabbard, and then we have the short sword, and the even shorter sword, a wakizashi and a tanto. Or you could say a wakizashi and a katana, depending on which way you're going. But given the size, I'm going to go with wakizashi and tanto. Anywho, we do also have a kunai and whatever the pizza slice looking knife thing is. I don't know what those are called. Those are all very nicely done. We have his hat, which is really nicely done. It's not rope. It is actually just a piece of soft plastic, so be careful with that, but you can definitely hang that over his back or put it up on his head because he has an alternate head. We have the ears up head and we have the ears down head, and you can swap the ears back and forth so you can have the angry head or the non-angry head with either look. So that's pretty cool. Before we get to the hands, we also have one of these little dinosaur things from his comic, and that's pretty nicely done. If you want that, that's a cool touch. And then lastly, for the hands, we have the open hands that come on them in the package. Then we get some gripping hands and some fist hands. So that's a pretty good spread of accessories. I would say the katana not having A full-length handle is a little bit irksome. Even in the art on the box, the katana sticks down long enough for both hands to hold it easily. That is not the case with the actual product, so that's a bit of a bummer. But still a good spread of accessories nonetheless. I will go 9.5 out of 10. That's really the only knock I have for it. It's a pretty good spread. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. Firstly, you can rotate the ears, the up ears at least, because they just pop off. For the head, you have a double ball peg at the top, single ball peg down at the bottom of the neck, so you can move the head around however you need to, and that will be fine. He's a little chubby in the face, so you're going to have some limitation, but it should be okay. For the shoulders, you get your swivel. This outer layer of shirt is fairly soft, so it should just flex as you need it to. But you get your full rotation, bringing the arm up just about to horizontal. I think that's okay. You should be fine with that. You do get a swivel. Your bicep swivel is in the elbow, and then you do get your elbow joint. So just about 90 degrees, and that's your bicep swivel also. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. I wish the wrists were a little bit tighter in there. They're a little bit loose. I don't think it's going to be a problem necessarily, but they do swivel a little bit too easily. In the torso, there's some kind of ball peg. Can't tell what exactly, but it does allow him to rotate and lean a little bit. I think you're going to be able to pose this guy just enough, like probably better than most of their cartoon figures. I think it'll be okay. It just feels like a tight ball peg to me, but it could be a double or some other combination, but it's fine. It's okay. For the hips, let's see how they work. Going out to the side, they just stretch the black plastic. I'm guessing that's actually not painted black, the crotch piece, so that's good because it stretches without cracking. So you get almost full-on splits. If you really try, you can. So that's okay. And then it's not loose, but it's not tight, by the way. They're just ball peg sockets. Ball sockets for the hips. They're not, whatever. Okay, so bringing them forward. That's about horizontal, I'd say. A little bit limited, but it's not too bad. You do get a thigh swivel in there. Lots of thigh swivel because of the way that socket is connected to the leg. It goes all the way around. That's a lot of thigh swivel. For the knee, it's not quite 90 degrees. But I think for the style of pants and the stumpiness, I think that's fine. You should be able to get him in some decent looking poses. Another blemish I found on the black down here. Bummer. And then for the ankles, very limited range due to the sculpt, but you do get your hinge in there. There is no rotation, but you get a slight ankle rocker, so that'll help. You can get him in some decent enough poses. So it's in line with the rest of the cartoon turtle figures, I think. It's pretty limited, but you're going to be able to do it enough, and his probably works a little bit better than most. So I'll give his articulation a 6 out of 10. It's not a ton. It's going to be just enough. It's not bad, given the situation we find ourselves in with this cartoon line. Definitely prioritizing aesthetic and accessories over range of motion. And that's fine, that's their choice. If you don't like it, that's up to you, but they've clearly gone in that direction, and I think they're giving us enough articulation to be okay. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for that. Time for a final verdict. I think if you're into this line, this is one of the strong releases. There's nothing really disappointing about it other than the length of the katana handle, which is a very tiny detail that I'm guessing nobody but me has even noticed. And I mean that in a negative way towards me, not anyone else. So I think it's fine. I'm going to give it a final verdict of 9 out of 10. It is exactly what you would expect it to be coming out of NECA's Cartoon Ninja Turtle line. They did a good job with the look and the accessories for sure, and the articulation is enough to carry it through as an action figure. So I'm happy with it personally, and as a reviewer, you guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down is all right too, and if you want to share it, hey, go for it. I like that. I have new videos every single day, so if you haven't subscribed, you might want to, and for the days I don't, I have thousands of videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.